What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing something a little different. If you've watched my channel before, then you probably know that I play Firefighting Simulator, The Squad. I really enjoy this game a lot, but looking back at past missions that I've done as I've edited them for YouTube, it made me realize just how tough this game is when you first start, and I really noticed how much worse I was at this game compared to where I'm at now. So in today's video, I'm going to share some tips and tricks that I've learned while playing this game that will vastly improve your mission times and your overall performance at this game. So for all of the Firefighting Simulator The Squad fans, this video is for you. So without further ado, let's jump right into the tutorial video. My first tip is a simple one, but it's very effective and very useful, and that is closing doors. Closing doors is essential to successfully completing each fire mission as quickly as possible. By closing doors, especially doors to rooms that are on fire, you are containing the fire to that room, preventing it from spreading to the rest of the structure. It's also important to close doors to rooms that aren't on fire as well, because it prevents those rooms from catching fire if the fire does spread. If you fail to close doors while you move through the structure, it's very possible that the fire could circle back around you and you could end up having to extinguish fire that you've already extinguished. I know, it's happened to me. Another thing that's vital is do not break down doors or break through walls unless absolutely necessary. By doing this, you create an opening that you can't close or can't fix. This gives the fire a path to travel around the structure, and it makes your job a lot harder. So remember, as you're searching through the structure for victims, make sure to close all the doors that you open, as well as doors you come across that are already open. This will greatly help your mission time and shave a lot of wasted time off, because you won't have to worry about the fire spreading and creating more fire for yourself to put out. For tip 2, we're going to focus on search and rescue. I've found that the best way to approach search and rescue is to bring 2 members of your team along with you, while one begins to attack the fire. If the structure contains a lot of victims, then it's better to bring all 3 team members with you so you can get as many as possible as fast as possible. When you reach a victim, assign a team member to rescue them. That way you can continue searching. Once they have completed the rescue, make sure to call them back to your position so they can continue searching with you. The only time you should rescue a victim yourself is if all team members are currently performing a rescue. Carry the victim to safety, and as soon as a team member is free, drop the victim and assign a teammate to complete the rescue. This process will greatly speed up your search and rescue times, which will allow you to start quenching the fire faster, and could prevent the fire from spreading too much throughout the structure. Remember tip 1, and don't forget to close all doors as you perform your search and rescue. Alright, here we're dealing with the backdraft. The biggest problem with the backdraft, besides the fact that it's dangerous, obviously if you stand in front of the door you're going to get really injured, maybe killed, is when you open the door, the explosion causes the fire to spread. It adds a lot more fire to what you have to deal with already. And this is an example. Yeah, so now we have that much more fire to deal with. Not only that, we're borderline trapped here. So backdrafts can cause a lot of problems. So I'm going to show you a way to avoid this kind of situation. It's not always possible, but sometimes if you know what you're doing, if you know what to look for, there are ways to avoid this kind of scenario where you have no choice but to cause the explosion. It'll save you time completing the mission, it'll be less work to do, less fire to put out, and you won't end up like cut off like I am right now. So that's what I'm going to show you next. Alright, now instead of opening the door, we see the backdraft indicator, the smoke creeping out from the bottom of the door. Instead of opening the door just like this and causing the explosion that's going to create more fire, more danger, and probably cut off your escape attempt, and it's definitely going to cut into your mission success time, I'm going to show you a way to avoid this. Now bear in mind, this way isn't always possible. It really depends on the building and the scenario and the room in which the backdraft is forming, but most of the time you can avoid this. I'm going to show you how right now. So instead of opening the door, we're going to go back outside. And in this particular case, the backdraft room, which is this room right here, has an exterior window. This is what we're going to do. We're going to break the window, and that creates your oxygen. Because basically a backdraft is just an excessive addition of oxygen to an oxygen-starved room. So by breaking that window, we now took away the explosion at the door, because we've already fed it its oxygen. It's already had its resurgence of oxygen. So now we can safely open this door. No explosion. We could just put the fire out when the time comes, and we have no issues with the explosion, no issues with spreading the fire. Now here we have an example of a backdraft that we can't prevent. As you can see, I'm going up to the window, but the window just won't break. It just must be the way that this map is designed, but on this building you cannot break these exterior windows. So without being able to break these exterior windows, I'm not going to be able to prevent the backdraft. Therefore, eventually we're just going to have to open the door and deal with the backdraft. There's nothing we could do about that. That's how it goes sometimes. But most of the time you will be able to use this tip to prevent a backdraft. Tip number 4 is going to focus on attacking the fire and putting the fire out. In my time playing this game, I've learned that aiming the water stream directly at the flame indicators and holding it there is not the fastest way to quench the fire. Instead, you want to aim the water stream at the indicators while moving the stream in a sweeping motion. This can be done either horizontally or vertically, depending on the fire and your surroundings. I have found that these motions with the water stream are highly effective and less time consuming than strictly holding the water stream on the indicators while motionless. By performing this type of sweeping motion, you'll notice a big difference in how fast the flames disappear. This is especially useful when the fire is really starting to come at you very fast. You could really give yourself some real estate to move around by using the sweeping motion directly in front of you. Once I've completed search and rescue and it's time to start attacking the fire, the first thing I do is I assign one of my team members who assisted with the search to a hose line, and the other I assign to carry a pry tool. This can be critical to your time when battling a fire, because if you encounter a locked door while fighting the fire, you will lose so much time sending a team member back to the truck for a pry tool, or going back for one yourself. What could take minutes will only take a few seconds if one of your team members are already carrying a pry tool. You can simply order him to open the door and proceed with attacking the fire. No time wasted at all.
Doors open. Awesome.
Alright guys, in this portion I am going to show you how to properly flake out a hose in the fastest, most proficient way possible. So the first thing you should do,
Yes, sir.
as you can see, we're setting up the supply line.
Supply line ready to go. Awesome.
You're going to equip your attack hose. You're going to hook the attack hose up to the engine. Now from there, you are going to run it all the way to wherever you plan on entering the premises. So in this case, it's going to be the front door. drop it. In this case, because the door is locked, I'm going to command my
Yes, sir.
fireman to grab a pry tool. Now I'm going to grab
I'm
a
with
nozzle,
you, boss. Lead the way.
run it up to the hose. I'm going to have my number 3 firefighter
Chief.
breach the
I'll
door.
break it open.
Now I have coupled my hose, and I am in.
Doors open.
Now if you were to do it by attaching the nozzle right away, watch how much slower the process is.
Yes, sir. Supply lines ready to go, boss.
Pick it up. Now watch how slow you walk. Now in this particular case it's not horrible because it's not that far of a deployable distance, but if you have to haul this hose quite a ways, this method could save you a lot of time. So I highly recommend deploying the hose to your entry point first and then attaching the nozzle. And that's going to be it for this tutorial video. If you have any questions about any of these tips and tricks, make sure to comment down below and I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. Also, if you know any tips or tricks that I didn't mention in this video, definitely leave a comment and let me know about it. I hope this video helps you out as much as possible, and I really appreciate you watching. See you next time. Hey guys, thanks again for watching today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button as it really helps the channel grow. Also, if you want to be notified when the next episode is released, make sure to hit that bell icon. I'll see you guys next time.